This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Edmonton Oilers discussion here on the channel today. And you know what? It's a name we've mentioned a couple of times in passing over and over and over. Here we go. But on a slow news day, we might as well make something of something. I'm still trying to make sure we actually do get a formal report that Connor McDavid's back skating. I know the Oilers Nation alt account or whatever the heck it is on Twitter was tweeting no pictures, but I've seen nothing else anywhere else, so I don't know what to make of that. So today we'll talk about Jakub Vrána instead and see what we can get going on his front. Because, well, you know what? One guy who's kind of gone into that whole silence treatment of the RFA market is Jakub Vrána, right? Obviously, there's guys out there, well, you have Sebastian Aho, who was offer sheeted. You've got Braden Point, Matthew Tkachuk, Kyle Connor, Mikko Rantanen, Patrick Laine, Brock Besser, Mitchell Marner, Travis Konechny, and then at ninth spot you have Jakub Vrána in terms of past goal scoring for last year. That's the top 10 of the RFAs. Number 10 is Pavel Buchnevich, but we all know he's in the plans for the long haul in New York. But Jakub Vrána, a guy who, I mean, by all means, looks like he still fits into the puzzle in Washington. Don't get me wrong, this guy seems like he should absolutely be in Washington for the long haul. However, you have to ask yourself two questions on the roster, and that's where it kind of gets interesting for the Washington Capitals. Brendan Leipsic now on a deal, a $700,000 deal. You imagine if he does anything next year and they want to keep him around, he'll be there at 1.1, 1.5, somewhere in there. Christian Dujos, I don't know what the story is. Sorry, I got cat fur in my eyes now. I don't know what the story is with him in Washington. He's a guy who doesn't play enough, plays enough. Who knows? I couldn't tell you that story. But the bigger story here, what I'm trying to get at, is those are the RFAs for next season for the Washington Capitals. The real question is the UFAs. When you talk about the Washington Capitals, there's 4 or 5 big guys up front, right? The big 5: Ovechkin, Kuznetsov, Backstrom, Oshie, Wilson. That's your big 5 up front. Then in net, you have your big guy, Braden Holtby. Well, one guy up front in Nicholas Backstrom, who will be 32 next year, 33 to start next hockey season, is going to need a contract coming off a $6.7 million cap hit. Then you've got Braden Holtby, who, might I add, is a Stanley Cup champion goaltender at the age of 29, needs a new contract after next year at 6.1 playing next year. So you imagine that's up for a raise. Backstrom up for one last raise before he hits 35. So, guys, I see there's ways the Capitals can keep Vrána, right? Obviously, if you don't let Holtby and Backstrom get out of control with what they ask and sign for next year or during the regular season, good, go, no problem. Or if you sign them this offseason. But in the math, if you expect both Backstrom and Mr. Braden Holtby to get additions, and you got Alex Ovechkin, especially if the Washington Capitals don't do anything this year, the math is complicated, but you can see how Jakub Vrána, even if he signs a deal this year, doesn't fit next year. So why try and make him fit this year would be my question. And that's where the Oilers kind of can come in with the ability to offer sheet him for the right price. Everybody's all talking about Nikita Gusev, who has no NHL experience, yet Jakub Vrána, a guy who last year scored 24 goals and 23 assists for a .57 points per game. Guys, that's what the Oilers are looking for, and especially all it takes is that trade of Brandon Manning, a trade of Kyle Brodziak, and we have that cap space like it's raining money essentially in terms of Edmonton Oilers cap space. And don't get me wrong, I'm not expecting Brandon Manning to go for more than a 7th in 2021. Seriously, don't think for a second I think we can trade him for anything of use even next year, the year. No. I'm not stupid. 2021, 7th round pick. It's simple as that. And then you've got, well, Kyle Brodziak, take whatever the market value is for him as well. You should be able to move both guys. It can't be that complicated. And honestly, if it were that complicated, we would have bought out Brandon Manning instead of Andrei Sekera. That's your plain and easy simple syntax right there. So, bang. Where does that leave us on Jakub Vrána? Like I said, guy who fits in the top 6, no problem. Let's go get his stats here for the past couple of years. He's 23 years old. So if you can lock him up now, you know what he's going to cost when you go to sign Darnell Nurse and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. He's got 47 points last year in 82 games, had 27 in 73 prior. He's from the Czech Republic. He was born in Prague. So a guy who, well, overseas product, but a guy who's played in the league for at least 2 years now, and you know what you're getting. Back to my point about Nikita Gusev, you don't know what you're getting in an NHL game out of Nikita Gusev. That's just my fear, my absolute nightmare when it comes to Gusev. You don't know what you're getting as an NHL on-ice product, and that scares me. So, Jakub Vrána, what do you start talking in terms of salary figure? 47 points last year. You talk about the Washington Capitals, who have a projected cap space of $4.285 million. That's what their projected cap space is. So you're walking the line at, well, what? Probably anywhere between 4 to 5 million. If the Oilers can move that guy in, Brandon Manning, so lights open up. You can sign Jakub Vrána for that $4 million offer sheet. You can get it for that second round pick. I don't know why I'm saying 6. Hold on, let me get the CBA offer sheet. Facts and questions. And where's my offer sheet? When is an offer sheet? What can be an offer sheet submitted to? Where is it? What compensation is received? Offer sheet calculator. That's what I'm looking for. So, length cap hit of 4 million square for 3 years. Jakub Vrána. Let's go get him here, and there you go, guys. That's as simple as it is. Edmonton Oilers. So yeah, the Oilers can offer sheet for up to $4.2 million roughly, a second round pick. That's all we lose is a second round pick to sign Jakub Vrána. We've discussed this a million times before. That's a very easy number to swallow if you trade Brandon Manning and get everything going. So, is Jakub Vrána worth it? That's the only other question I really got to answer here. And I think absolutely, right? You look at what's left in the UFA market when it comes to goal scoring. This is the question. You've got goals, UFA, that was the RFA market. UFA, guys who are going to be demanding at least $4 million. You've got Ryan Dzingel, Justin Williams, Brian Boyle, Michael Furlan, Thomas Vanek, Patrick Marleau, Joe Thornton, Jason Pominville, Derek Brassard, and Marcus Johansson. That's your top 10 for goal scorers, ranging from 26 goals to 13 goals. That's not good, guys. That's nothing special right there, because you look at the math here on a guy like Jakub Vrána, where he's all the way at the bottom of the Washington roster, who's seriously going to be an easy get at $4 million if the Washington Capitals decide they want to go the route of keeping the core together. 47 points. Now, yes, let's get back to it, right? 24 goals, pretty much second on that list of UFAs. You want to get back to it. It's simple. It's very simple. It's not a good chance. There's not a good chance sitting here thinking, man, guys, the Oilers are going to trade Brandon Manning tonight, sign Jakub Vrána tomorrow. It's more than likely not going to happen. But if the Oilers are targeting anyone, this guy, what I'm saying is got to be on the top of the list. He's got to be up there. He's got to be number 1 or number 2. If you've got Johansson number 1, obviously, yeah, that Brandon Manning trade's got to happen still anyway. But number 1 on the list, if it's not Marcus Johansson, has got to be a guy like Jakub Vrána. A guy that is Jakub Vrána. Because realistically, I don't know where else you're going to find what you're looking for. You're not. You're just not going to find what you're looking for in anybody else on the market outside of Johansson and Vrána. That's as simple as it is on July 5th. Now, this is not me sitting here hitting the panic button. This is just, there's 2 clear choices here to how it goes. All starts with the trade, but it's very simple in my mind. So I want to know what you guys think. I've ranted for 10 minutes about this. Is Jakub Vrána the best offer sheet player the Oilers can go after? Let me know in the comments section down below. we'll chat it away. We'll have a great Friday night. Have a great weekend, guys. Hope to see you in the videos for Saturday and Sunday. And we will, well, as always, I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. I will catch you in the next one.